bookish besties. Welcome or welcome back to my channel if I'm a new face to you. My name is Lauren and today I want to just share kind of a bookish haul, book haul that I've had since the start of the year. So I did get a couple of books for Christmas, but I'm not including those. I never did a Christmas haul video. I'm also excluding anything I've bought on Kindle or ARCs. So these are strictly physical books that I have bought myself. I guess I'll kind of go into what they are, what the quick synopsis is, and then the story kind of behind when I got them, because all of them kind of have a story, and then go over kind of like my excitement level. Let's set the boundaries for the excitement level right now. 1 is like, I'll read it if I have nothing else to read. So, and 5 is like, I cannot wait to read it. Also, I am excluding any books that I have already read. So I have like Bride, Powerless, Snow Globe, and as of today, April 9th, if I've read them already, I'm not including them in this haul. So this is just like a TBR, spring TBR book haul that I want to read. Maybe like Q2 hopefuls. I'm also excluding any books for book club, but I mean, I've already read those, so anyways. So okay, let's just get right into it. The first one, this is kind of a cool story. So my boss is like on a chair or something of this non-profit bookstore, and they do like a lot of work with children's literacy in the city where I work. And so one of the events was like authors speed dating almost. So you would sit at a table and an author would come by, and you had like 7 or 9 or 10 authors that would stop by throughout the event, and you can ask them whatever. So anyways, my workplace ended up sponsoring a table. I was invited to come and bring a couple friends and whatnot. And so obviously the books by those authors were on sale at this event. Let's see. Okay, so this one, The Weekend Retreat. So she did stop at our table. That was really fun. It was fun to talk to her. And she talks about how this is kind of a locked room-esque thriller. And so they're on this, oh, what is it? It's a winery estate. And so she had her son, who wants to be an architect, and he's like in elementary school, but draw out the floor plan for this house to make sure certain things she's writing in the book make sense. And so she had that, and it was so cool to see that. So essentially, the Van Ness siblings are heirs to a big fortune, and they are going to this winery estate, I'm reading on the back of the book, for a joint birthday celebration, which is a tradition they followed this whole time, and they need a weekend of rest and away from public spotlight. Soon, it becomes clear that even this idyllic getaway can't keep the problems simmering in each of their lives. Old tensions are reignited, and 3 couples are pushed to the edge. Will their secrets destroy them, or will they destroy each other first? And who's been watching them from beyond the vineyard gates? When a torrential rainstorm hits, plunging them into darkness, the answers prove all too deadly. The Weekend Retreat. This one sounds really cool, honestly. So yeah, that was the first one, and I got this one in January. And the second one from that event, I did not get to meet this author, but he was one of them there, and this book sounded really cool. So this is How We End Things by R.J. Jacobs. Yeah, I didn't get to talk to him, but so essentially it says, if you're a liar, the grad students of Hull Hall will find out. Just don't trust them in the process. It's a spring break in a university town in North Carolina, and a professor and his top 5 grad students are studying the psychology of deception. Then the test goes awry, and one of them is found dead. And all of these students and the professor are trapped on this abandoned campus because everybody went home for spring break. And a detective starts investigating, and secrets that all 5 of these students and the professor had start to emerge. And I guess, okay, so the last line says, and if their studies have taught them anything, it's that not all lies stay hidden for long. So I got 2 thrillers. This one's not set in North Carolina, but this one is. So yeah, both in end of January. I'm really excited to read those. They've just been on my shelf for a little bit. Next up, I bought 3 books because I was in the mood for a rom-com in probably the early part of February. I went to Barnes & Noble and my whole goal, so I live like 5 minutes down the road from Barnes & Noble, like I could walk there. But my whole goal was to not look at Goodreads and not go for books that I've kind of like heard a lot about and know I'll like. These are the 3 that I came up with. The first one I grabbed, to me it's quite humorous. It's What the Cat Dragged In by Kate McMurray. And it's about Paige Danvers, who manages events for a cat cafe, but her best friend has her volunteer at a cat rescue, and she's going to meet Josh Harlow, who's a recent law school grad, at this cat rescue. And so, why is my brain not functioning today? Oh my God. So Josh is getting over a messy breakup, and his law firm is requiring him to do some volunteer work, and his sister sets him up with the same cat rescue to help capture feral cats. The last part here says, one problem after a steamy night together, Paige discovers Josh is Lauren's brother, and dating him, so Lauren is her best friend, and dating him would be an awful idea, especially considering Paige's track record. They're both in too deep to walk away, but if they let the cat out of the bag, it's going to wreak havoc for friends, family, and jobs alike. And then look at the cute cat. Obviously, I'm a cat lover. This one just sounds mindless. Like, that's honestly, when I need a mindless read on a weekend, that's gonna be the one I go for. The next one I got on that same shopping spree in February was The Only Purple House in Town. So it's The Only Purple House in Town, and I didn't realize it when I picked it up. It's like kind of magical realism. This girl, she inherits a bed and breakfast and it fails, and so she has to kind of start renting out the rooms. And this guy he's like an app developer, but he doesn't have like good social skills. He moves into one of the rooms even though like he doesn't need to. Oh, and I guess it's like a second chance almost. So it looks like the female main character in this one is the MMC's like first crush in like high school and stuff. Very cute, magical, I think, because I mean, especially if you look at it, like there's fairies and stuff. I don't know. Wouldn't usually be my thing, but it sounded really cute. Then the last one I picked up on this little shopping spree was Best Served Hot by Amanda Elliott, and it's about 2 food critics. One's like a real critic and one is kind of like social media free time, but somehow they work together on food reviews for like TikTok or something, and everybody loves it because they're so funny, and they kind of like don't like each other because they're rivals in the same workspace. Over tapas, burgers, and more, Julie and Bennett connect through their shared love of food, but when the competitive fire between them turns extra spicy, they'll have to discover how much heat their relationship can take. So I like food. And look how cute this cover is. They're so cute. So she's social media, food critic-esque hobby, and he's like a real food critic. Very cute. Those are the 3 that I got from my February one. Okay, now this next little part, there were like 2 trips to bookstores in this one. I'm calling it like my spring break trip because I met up with my mom for her spring break, even though as an adult, I don't get a spring break. I got 3 books at this first indie store we stopped at. We stopped in Nashville, and it was called The Book Shop. And so they had these like blind dates with the book, which I can never like stop myself from getting. I can't help it. I love them. So I got a blind date with a book, I got Snow Globe, and then I got another one. So I got Cleopatra and Frankenstein. I'm sure so many people have heard of this one by now. Green card marriage with a big 20-year age gap and just kind of looking at the decisions and their relationships of, you know, this couple and their family. I've seen everybody reading it. Everybody seems to be enjoying it. Highly rated on Goodreads, so I thought I would pick it up. And it kind of made it more of a special place because the bookshop was very small. I'll insert some like footage if I have it here. So the bookshop was pretty small, but also it was more on lit fiction. There was like a shelf for rom-coms. There was a shelf for like YA fantasy, but it mainly was lit fic. Frankenstein and Cleopatra, or whatever it is, Cleopatra and Frankenstein, that was the first book I got from them. And then, so, okay, I guess I'll kind of tell you this first. Blind Date with an Unreliable Narrator, Existential Malaise, American Expat, and Darkly Funny. So I immediately opened it when I got to the car. But it is Berlin by B. Sutton. So this girl, she's kind of running away from drama. She runs to Berlin. She does like the whole thing, but then something weird happens and she doesn't know what to do and what trouble she could get in. The last part says, channeling the modern female experience with razor sharp observation and wit, Berlin announces B. Sutton as an electrifying new voice for her generation. I am curious to read it. I don't know what it's gonna be like. I have no idea, except it has apparently an unreliable narrator. And then on the same trip when I was visiting my sister in Alabama, she had this secondhand bookshop that she likes to go to a lot. So I went with her and I bought, it's in great condition by the way, I bought this book, Hook, Line, and Sinker, used. I got it for $8. Like, oh my gosh. And it's in like great condition. I don't think the person read it. So anyways, I'm sure you've heard of this. He's like a king crab fisherman and she, what does she do? What does she do? Okay, we just don't know what she does. They're roommates, so forced proximity. Kind of been friends with him for a long time. Casanova vibes. Oh, dating advice. Oh, and she has a crush on a colleague. So Tessa Bailey also wrote It Happened One Summer, which is kind of like along a similar summery vibe. So I got this one. It's very cute. Thank goodness for used bookstores, honestly. So those are the three, well, I got 4 books, but the 3 that I haven't read yet from my spring break trip. And then I have one last little thing left, and I did it this past weekend. You know, I got 3 romance books and you're gonna go, why? 2 of those are available on Kindle Unlimited, which yes, they are. That just means I get the free Kindle version as well. And the other one, like I've already bought on my Kindle. I've already bought it. Why'd I want it? Well, I'm going on a work trip and it's really stressing me out and it's gonna be long days. And I'm gonna wanna get to my room in the evening and just melt. And so I thought, not bringing all of them, but I just thought I needed a cute romance to read. And I am taking my Kindle with me on the plane, but I thought, you know, it'd be nice to have a physical book too. So like if people try to bother me, I'd just be like, I'm freaking reading. So these are the 3 I got this past weekend. I was not intentionally planning on doing all romances again, but I was like in a cowboy romance vibe. So let's go. The one that I'm actually bringing with me, the one I'm bringing with me is the one that's not on Kindle Unlimited, and it is Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. This is the 2nd installment in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. Oh my gosh, I saw Heather have the cutest shirt on in one of her previous videos and it had like Rebel Blue Ranch situation and I need to get it. I need it. Anyways, after done and dusted being my only 5-star read of the year yet, I'm kind of fingers crossed for this one. So it's about Ada and Wes, and Ada is the interior designer and Wes, picking up right up where we left off, he is doing the old big house and kind of making it into like an Airbnb place. She flirts with him on her first night in town, doesn't realize he's her boss. Tension. So I am really excited about this one. This is the one I'm taking with me. It's very freaking cute. So yeah, and then I already have plans for, my bookshelf is up but not put together. but I want to get like little displays so I can display some of my favorite books, not just like their spines, but like that's gonna be one of them for sure. The next one I got is the first book in the Twisted series, so Twisted Love. It's a billionaire romance. Has the face of an angel and has a cursed past he can't escape. Tragedy has haunted him, but when he's forced to look after his best friend's sister, he starts to feel something crack and melt in his chest. Well, damn. Ava is a free spirit, and she has a childhood she can't remember. But she's never stopped seeing the beauty in the world. Her brother's best friend, her neighbor, her savior, and her downfall. Theirs is a love that was never supposed to happen. So I don't know, I see people talking about this so much. I love her other writing. I don't think I could have a problem with it. I think it's a billionaire. Maybe it's not a billionaire, I don't know. Sucks if it isn't. Then the last one I got on my last little haul, my little shopping trip, it is Flawless by Elsie Silver. Cowboy romance. Like, I'm sorry, if this is the way I'm meant to live my life, like that's okay. I will be in my cowboy romance era and I'll be so happy. So happy. So anyways, so Rhett is a professional bull rider, and then something happened and he has to clean up his image, and his agent puts Rhett with his daughter for full-time supervision. And she's essentially like his babysitter. So her name's Summer. I've heard people say this one's good too. There's 2 more books in the little series. And also I've learned, like, with Bloom Books, with that publishing house, I love everything about those books. So it feels like I can't go wrong with having one of those. I guess what, so those are the 11 books that I have bought in the last couple months. I have officially run out of shelf space, but you know, it's fine. They are not on the floor, but they are on top of a box that is on the floor. So the moment I get my shelves up, I mean, it's like it's up, but it's not steady and it could fall down and crush me. So, you know, once I get that up, I'll do a full shelf tour so that you can see kind of how I did it. I'm really excited to kind of do this. That's all I've got for you. That's my book haul. I have tried to kind of like measure out how much I spend on books, but having adult money is hard because, yeah. So, okay, that's all I've got for you today. That is my book haul from Q1/last weekend. And if you enjoyed watching this video, consider giving it a like. If you're looking for more bookish content, I have an Instagram page, a Bookstagram page that you can go ahead and check out if you're interested. And if you really like my channel and you really enjoy this video and you're looking for more, consider subscribing so that you never miss a video. I post a new one every Friday, and all the bookish things. That's all I've got for you today, besties, and I will see y'all next Friday.